Good afternoon. Spring has sprung. It's lovely and warm out there, almost warm enough to wear shorts, so I am. Today we're going to talk about one of the worst bad habits of chickens, which is egg eating. Something that can really take a hold in your chicken coop. One of them starts it, and before long you go to collect the eggs every day and there's nothing there bar a few sticky bits of straw and some broken shell. So we're just going to discuss how to avoid egg eating, what causes it, and that's it really. What normally happens is a chicken will go and lay an egg, and either it'll be a soft-shelled egg or a brittle egg, or another chicken will come and lay an egg, try and lay an egg where it's just laid, and break the egg that's there. Chickens don't really know what's in eggs, they just know they've laid them. But if one does break, then because they're omnivores, they're attracted by the protein content and they'll eat them. And once they've learnt that inside these little brown sort of brown or white things is all this protein, tasty stuff, then some chickens will get the habit of keeping going back and actually follow other chickens into the nest box, wait for them to lay and eat their eggs. So there's some things that you can do to reduce the likelihood of this happening. The first thing is you want to make sure that your nest box is in the darkest, most private corner of the chicken house, so that they're not surrounded by other birds all the time. Ditto, let the chickens out early in the morning, because if you leave them in there till 9 or 10 o'clock, all the other birds are around looking for places to lay. They can see the eggs being laid and they'll jump in there and be more likely to eat them. Make sure nest boxes are comfy, like I said, nice and dark, preferably as private as you can get them in the hen house, with a nice deep layer of bedding in there, so that it's the most comfortable place that they can go, as well as the most private. That way you stand a good chance of the eggs being laid in the right place, as well as them not being broken. Now, there are other measures that you can take if you do have an egg eating problem. There are things called rollaway nest boxes. This is a rollaway nest box. And what happens is the chicken goes in there, no bedding, it's chicken shaped. They lay an egg in there and it rolls down and ends up in this little tray in the front there. So they can't eat the eggs because it's rolled away. Now obviously there are limitations to where you can use these, because you can't get them in some chicken houses, especially some smaller ones. You can get just the insert tray separately, so you can do a little bit of carpentry and sort of shugly them into a corner of the hen house. Nice thing with these is you can actually shut them up as well, so that you can shut the hens out of the nest box, so it stops them roosting in there at night, which is not what we want. We want them safely up on the perches, away from all sorts of vermin and nasty stuff. The other thing that you can do, which is a little trick that I've taught a few people and it seems to work quite well, is running along the lines of making the nest box dark and private. You get a black plastic sack, standard corporation black plastic rubbish sack, and do a bit of artful slicing on it with your scissors and turn it into a hula skirt. Now, what's that for, you may say? Well, what we do with this, it makes basically a blackout curtain strip to go across the entrance to the nest box, which will immediately make it a little bit harder to get in there, which if they want to go and lay an egg, they will do. Make it darker in there, which will make them feel more comfortable and make them want to go in there more. And also, any other birds that are in the house can't actually see the eggs that have been laid, so it takes away the temptation of sort of strolling in there and having breakfast. So all you do is get this and you pin it over the entrance with a couple of drawing pins or something to the nest box. And what you'll find is that the hens will still force their way through it to go and lay their eggs, but this very, very often stops egg eating in the house without any fuss. A lot of the older methods of scooping out an egg and putting mustard in it and all this sort of thing. Really doesn't work all that well because your hens keep going in there and laying proper chicken flavour eggs. So it's a little bit self-defeating. And also you can use things like China eggs, which, because they're hard and don't break, you'd think would dissuade the bird from doing this. But again, of course, she's gone in there to lay an egg. So there's a real egg there that she could eat instead. So I would stick to something like that. Roll away nest boxes, take the eggs as early as you can in the morning, and that's pretty much it really. A mixture of those things, and that should cure your egg eating problem. If you've got one really bad bird that just does it all the time, then you're just going to have to remove her, or accept the fact that she eats eggs. So that's it for today really. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to take my hula skirt away and practice a bit, and speak to you next week. Thank you. Bye bye. If you've got any questions for Ask Phill, please email in to info@flightsofancy.co.uk. That's flight with a Y. Or you can go on to our Facebook channel, Flight So Fancy Facebook channel, or our YouTube video channel, where all the Ask Phill questions are, and loads more videos from Flight So Fancy. If you're interested in any products that have been featured on our videos, please have a look on our website, which is www.flightsofancy, again with a y.co.uk, and there's lots and lots of information, lots of products, and loads and loads and loads of chicken knowledge that's been garnered over the years. Also, just in case you're not on the internet, I'm not quite sure how you're watching this, but we also do a printed catalogue as well, which is we're just printing this year's now. So thank you very much indeed for watching. Bye bye.